Okay, today is Thursday. It is 5:42 p.m. It is July 10th. It is 6 days past July 4th, Independence Day. I just want to take this I just want to take this time to say a few words. I think it's time. It's time to say it. It's been a while. It's been a very long while. But I think it's the right time. There comes a time in there comes a time when I was thinking about this. I was at Costco today. I was at Costco. I was pushing a cart. Okay, I was pushing a cart, and first I thought, okay, so what am I gonna get at Costco? Okay, so I went to the clothes section. I went to the clothes section, and I saw plenty of clothes. I love polos, and when I wear these polos and go to the restaurant, uh, I use bleach. So the bleach jumps on my polo and it stains it. I mean, it discolors it. So there's a little dab of discoloration in my polos. So there's a lot of polos that I like. So when I go there, what I look for is there's two types of clothes, right? One of them is cotton, the other is other stuff. And the other stuff, like this polyester that I'm wearing right now from Walmart, it lasts a while, but it feels different. And now cotton, when it's a little bit thick, it tends to retain heat. So during the summer, it's difficult to wear. There's a lot of, so I went to the polo section. I looked at it and I go, when I become profitable, I'm gonna buy like 20 of those, right? I'm gonna buy this type. I'm gonna buy this type. Usually, Calvin, what is it? CK. Is it Calvin Klein? They're like thin cotton, very very soft cotton. I love their shirt. So I marked out my polos. So once I become profitable, I'm gonna buy some of those, and I can toss out all these clothes that I bought like 6 7 years ago, and 5 years ago or 4 years ago when I was like washing dishes 6 nights a week, and just to give you a perspective of how uh, physically demanding it is. Just imagine this, okay? So I'm an old man, first of all, right? And I used the manual labor that I used was thinking about is like using a button to lift a heavy equipment that is electrically motorized with a button, right? It moves like that. And the heavy thing is like taking a board that's a few pounds and carrying it here, all throughout my career. Then, then reality struck, and and then I realized, okay, so I'm working from like 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock. My hands are moving all the time. My legs are moving practically all the time, and I was working in one station and on another station, overlapping, because in fast food industries, it's difficult to fill a manpower all the time because people come and go, and people who are there, uh, I have to be very honest. There's some mental issues. That's why they're there. Okay, I was there. Okay, so I was there. Um, so I was working there for like from 6 o'clock. I mean, I was worked there like 4 o'clock to like 11 o'clock at night. Like constantly moving my legs and arms and moving left and right and all that stuff, working from different stations and lifting heavy things. And I mean, constantly moving for 6 nights a week. And I wasn't eating very well either. And the only thing that I could eat was like going to like the buffet and picking out so that I can replace the calories that I was burning, right? And then I realized that uh, sure I get paid, but that's barely enough to cover rent. And me being like in my 50s, I don't have. I mean, I have no money whatsoever, right? And I was like, I rented in an office. Uh, Initially, it was difficult to get started, and then um, I rented an office, and so round the clock, really sleeping at a homeless shelter for about a year, and then somewhere else. And it was like I was living in a homeless shelter for the first year, uh, and but I didn't sleep there very much, and so I was essentially doing this. I slept several hours, got my breakfast at the homeless shelter, and then I went to the office. Okay, I went to an office that I rented, and then I started studying and trading, and then after that, then I would go to work. Okay, so after come back from work, I get a few hours of sleep, and then I would repeat that every day, right? I would repeat that for years. And then I realized as I started to understand the psychology behind trading, that I cannot succeed the way that I was trading. It occurred to me that I had to give my body rest. It occurred to me that I had to give my mind rest, right? So I had to forego the work, and that meant that I was getting paid less, but I still had some bills that I had to pay. So I had to cut back on the hours that I work so I can put more time and energy into trading. So then it allowed me to uh, then as soon as transitioned to the new shift, I started gaining weight because I was like going to the buffet, and the amount of calories that it told me the amount of calories that I was burning uh, while I was working 6 nights a week, right? As a dishwasher. And so when I stopped, I started gaining weight. And so then I started to cut back on eating the buffet and stuff like that. So that's where I am, right? So I was at Costco today, and and I thought to myself, once I become profitable, I'm gonna be able to buy like 10 or 20 of those polos. Okay, and it's perfectly fine with me. I'm not interested in a Ralph Lauren or the Boss or the Gator label polos. Those those quality polos are perfectly fine with me, and I can get like 10 or 20 of those, and each day they may be the same color and style, but it's going to be a different shirt, a clean shirt. So then I thought to myself, I really need to thank uh, um, so I was actually it was in the parking lot. I was walking in the parking lot of Costco, and I was walking in, and I thought to myself, what do retired people do, right? What do retired people do, right? Why did I say that? I said that because retired people are people who have worked, and then they're collecting two things. One of them is their retirement, and the other is their social security and their savings. So they have three things that they're tapping into when they're retired, right? So they have their funds, they have their retirement and investments, and then they have their social security, right? So those three things are feeding their retirement. So as I was walking towards Costco, right? Towards Costco, I thought to myself, when I become profitable, okay, when I become profitable, essentially I am in a state of retirement because what I do is I can just pull money out of the market because I'm consistent. I can make money from the market. That's what it means. And so essentially what that means is it's really work, but it's really not work. Okay, because I know how to trade. That's what it means. So that's what I thought. And so I walked in and I looked at vitamin C's because vitamin C is supposed to be good for the eyesight and the health and stuff like that. But it wasn't on sale, so I didn't buy it. So I went to the back of and I grabbed a few of their samples. Man, it was good. I grabbed their chicken it tasted so good. So I grabbed another. Right, it was good. They had really good samples today. It's the Thursday, but they had really good samples. So I grabbed their rotisserie chicken for $4.99. Okay, that's one item. Then the second item was second item is uh, it see the byproduct or the digestive product of rice, it just it just feels good, right? It just feels it's different than eating like corn chips and salty kind of thing because it the corn chips and salty things gets into my system and just makes things hyper and then it just runs my heart. It causes my heart to race. But the rice, if I ingest it, it's like a slow, gradual, calm release of energy, right? Throughout the day. It's bulky, not too bulky, but it's bulky, right? And so it it it, it just feels it feels good for me, right? Because of the gradual release of energy from that food. So then I picked up this seaweed so that I could. They have that seaweed, and so I was going to take the instant rice, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to take the seaweed, and then I have already a minute rice that I can heat up, and then I can eat it. Okay, so that was the plan. So I had two items. Grabbed a few samplers on the way, and then I was at a self checkout, and and I was feeling real good. I mean, I was like, wow, I had a good trading day, um, and I'm thinking about retirement, um, and my whole future is great. And this apparently this is an employee of Costco. All right, this is the second time. A few weeks ago, this same individual jumped in and just totally messed with me. So this individual jumps in and says, "Hey, fried rice," and I'm thinking, "Oh, okay." So instantly, this individual who's a Costco employee just pissed me off. I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that. So I just went to the hot dog and I grabbed a hot dog and a pizza and then I went on my way. Then I got into so then I went to Planet Fitness and was on the stationary bike. I was on minute 40. Okay, I was about 40 minutes into into bicycle and level 8. Okay, I had my water and all that stuff, and then this thought just percolated in my mind. I was feeling so. It was such a great day, and this Costco employee just ruined the whole freaking day, right? Just ruined the whole freaking day, right? Okay, in Catholic it says here there's a thing in being a Catholic. Okay, so there's a prayer that Jesus taught us. Okay, Jesus literally over 2,000 years ago put his hand around this person and Jesus said to him, pray like this. That's what he said. Pray like this. He said, pray like this. He said, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Right? That's what Jesus Christ said to this person. He says, pray like this over 2,000 years ago. Those are the exact words. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, Jesus, yeah, but that guy pissed me off. I didn't appreciate that, okay? I had a really good day, all right? Don't do that. I'm a human being, okay? That's why it's called emotion. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't. So then I thought to myself, okay, so now it's retirement. Okay, it's retirement. I'm in retirement. Okay, so how does somebody stay in retirement? All right, so I stay in retirement by making money from the market. Okay, boy, it's quiet right now. So then I thought to myself, now this thought has been percolating as I started to study, Napoleon Hill and Jim Rohn and this a couple people on YouTube, and this and then uh, I have an acquaintance that the community that this individual started this trader started it in LinkedIn, so I'm part of that, and she's quite good about like disclosing psychological things, right? Okay, it's warm in here. It looks like AC's turned off. Okay, so I belonged. So now I'm part of this community, and so now I'm thinking to myself, it's time. It's time, right? It's time. What trading has given me is self uh, introspection. It's called an introspection. Okay, it's not an extrospection. It's an introspection. Introspection is knowing myself. Trading has given me that gift. Trading has given me the gift of knowing myself. Because for the past 4 to 5 years, I was struggling to figure out why I was doing certain things, like tilting, right? Why do certain people make certain statements that I do not like? Okay? And what does that cause in me? And what does certain thoughts cause in me, right? So these are the things that I was not aware of. But because of this introspection, I began to understand what is going on around me and what people are saying. Before I was in this situation, people would say something, but because I was so preoccupied in my own cyclical thinking of what I thought it was important, when people said something, I could not fully appreciate at that moment or understand the meaning behind what they're saying. For instance, I was watching this YouTube video, and this young man, he's young, and probably he owns this jewelry store. He probably does. And he's young, but he's very, very astute. He's he's very, I mean, his mind is fully open to embrace the information that's coming out instead of his inner thoughts impeding the information that's coming in. So for me, because I was not aware of my own thoughts was competing with external information that was coming into my mind, which caused me to not understand and appreciate the full situation that was unfolding. Okay, but this introspection has allowed me to understand. And he made a statement, for instance. He said, because this guy walked in and says, I wanted to impress the ladies by getting this $15,000 watch, but it didn't work. And so he returned it. I guess he threw the watch or something because there's a scratch in it. So why would there be a huge scratch on the watch? Why? So he would take it off, and so he threw it somewhere, maybe, and then he recovered it. That's why there's scratches on it. So something malicious was done to that watch, right? Otherwise, you would take care of it very well, right? So obviously, the individual did not take care of the watch very well, pre or post, whatever the situation it was. And then he returned it because he said it didn't work. And then the jeweler said this comment. He says, "You have to work on yourself." Okay, which means the watch isn't going to do it for you. It's you. It's you. Sure, you have a $2 million watch, but it is you. Okay, the watch is leading the external world to you. Okay, the watch is just an external sign of you. That's what it means. And so he says, work on yourself. Before I got into this introspection, I would have never. It would have. His words would have just done just right over my head because I would. My mind would have been totally encased in my own thinking. I would think of something and I would be totally preoccupied with that thought. And whatever people said, it didn't really matter. It never entered into my mind. I just recorded it in my mind to process it later because my inner thoughts was competing with the external information, even though I was attempting to have a conversation with the external world. But my internal voices was overcrowding the external voices. So then I thought to myself, okay, so whether it was on the parking lot or inside while I was pushing the cart, I thought to myself, it's time. It's time. I'm not profitable yet. Okay, I'm not profitable yet. Okay, and I heard that if I say that I'm profitable and I disclose how much I made, there's a lot of headaches. Okay, and it's better to suppress any of that information. It's better. It's better it's better to have the results speak for itself instead of me voicing what I want to do. And so, even if I get something, I probably won't say that I got it from trading. Okay, I'm just being very honest. That's how things will be. Okay, it'll be a nonchalant kind of thing. Okay, things will start to improve, but I will not directly pinpoint to the exact reason how I acquired it. Okay, all right, that's the way it is. And if somebody asks me, hey, how do you become profit? Well, okay, so there's people who's teaching this kind of stuff. You can go to them. I'm not the one. Okay. so so then I thought to myself, okay, so it's time. So I need to say a few words. Okay, it's time. Okay, it's time for me to share a few words with the world. Okay, all right, it's time. It's time for me to share. It's time for me to share. Okay. I thought to myself, I should say the title would be like this: Thanks a Million, and I'll post it on LinkedIn. Okay, I'll post it on LinkedIn and then I'll post it on YouTube, but I won't face it on Facebook yet. Okay, maybe later on in Facebook, but just to get the things rolling, I want to post it on LinkedIn and then I want to post it on I want to post it on YouTube. Okay, my channel. Now it's gonna be called Thanks a Million. Okay, Thanks a Million. Really, it's gonna be a Thanks a Billion. Okay, Thanks a Billion. But that might be a bit that might be a bit outlandish. Okay, that might be a bit outlandish. I think, right? Maybe I think the right word is Thanks a Million. Okay, that's the right word. Thanks a billion. Thanks a billion. I don't know. Doesn't sit with me yet. Okay. Thanks a million. Thanks a million. That rhymes a little better than thanks a billion. So so I want to say a few words. Okay. I want to say a few words. Okay. Which is this. Okay. Uh, Thanks a million. Okay. Thanks a million. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thanks a million. Thank, thank you a million. Thanks a million. Let me recount. Thank you for, thank you for stealing my Bronco. Okay, I mean that. Thank you. Thank you for taking my Bronco without my permission. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for showing me who to trust and who to not trust. Okay. Thank you for, thank you for the employers who fired me. Thank you. Thank you, because if you didn't fire me, uh, I would not have known what I wanted to do. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a million. Okay. And thank you for those who, for those who pushed me out of 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 employment. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for tricking me. Thank you for making things harder. Thank you. Thank you for sending me off with a police karaoke. Okay. It's very, very difficult to sing police songs. It's even harder for people who don't even know how to sing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for showing me what the world is about. Thank you for showing me the difference between good and evil. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for putting screws in my car, to screws in the tires of my car, not once but twice. Okay. I had to I had to go to a tire shop and have it like fixed a couple times. But thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for showing me that I needed to redouble my efforts to stay focused. Because trading, I could have given up at any time if somebody gave me a job as an engineer. Probably. Okay. Probably somebody said, "Hey, look, I want to give you." What were you? You were a principal engineer, right? Before all this happened, right? Uh, Look, we're gonna give you a job, okay? HP on Chindon Boulevard. If they thank you for not giving me a job, okay? I passed the interview, but they say, hey, look, your background check was this. What happened? Can you explain it to me? What explanation could I give you? Okay, I'm innocent. But the whole world only believes what's on paper, right? So, thank you for not hiring me. Thank you. And Micron, thank you for firing me twice. Okay, you didn't fire me the first time. You just didn't. You just. I had a degree, but You didn't give me a job as an engineer. So thank you for helping me to move on. Second time, you fired me. Thank you. Thank you for firing me. Thank you. Okay, I got fired from Micron, and then they put the things in the box and then shipped it to me. Okay, because they were afraid of me. Okay, thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate the former siblings who lied and cheated and stole all the money, ruined my career, okay? Uh, and gave me a criminal record, okay? So that I can't even get a job as a janitor, okay? And that caused me to be estranged with my kids and my ex-wife, okay? Thank you for showing me that there are passages in the Bible where these siblings would sell or kill their own siblings. When I read that, I thought to myself, how is that possible? But thank you for showing me how your example, what you did to me, that is 100% correct. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Thank you for showing me how the Bible is so truthful and so honest and is 100% correct. Thank you by your actions. Okay? Thank you for making me homeless. Thank you. And all these thanks and all the people around, uh, people who I thought I knew, uh, who immediately distanced themselves from me. Thank you. Thank you for making me do this. Thank you. This, by the way, is probably the hardest thing somebody can do because it is essentially about the self. Okay, it is about the self. It's about understanding the self. That's what is so difficult. It's trying to see something. It is trying to see something that is uh, at 95% of the time invisible. That's why it's so difficult. Thank you for kicking me out of the library. Okay, thank you for saying that. Hey, uh, you can't doze off at the library. Thank you for kicking me out of the office. Okay, thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Okay, I all these things, estrangement, uh, family members passing away and they're gone and taking everything from me, lying and cheating and putting an innocent man and doing that. It has forced me to continue on this journey. It has it has been an incredibly difficult journey. Okay, I'm not profitable yet. Okay, I just want you to know that I'm not profitable yet, but I'm very very thankful. I want to thank, uh, and I thank, thanks a million, thanks a million. Thank you for the law enforcement keeping me locked up in this situation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Now here's the second part. Now here's the second part of thanks a million. Okay. Thanks a million. Okay. I appreciate God, especially. I appreciate God for giving me this opportunity. Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate God allowing me to have a car that runs. I appreciate God and his disciples, uh, uh, and the Catholic faith who has allowed me to survive to this point. All right? Without it, I would not be able to wash dishes. Mind you, I can't even get a job as a janitor. Okay? I was able to work as a dishwasher through the kindness of these people who gave me the opportunity to make a living so that I can rent an office here like that, right? Keep my car up to date, pay my phone bills, uh, put gas in my car, uh, be able to get a monitor, be able to get a fan, to be able to feed myself, uh, and I am truly thankful for the kindness that I've received, and I appreciate all these buffets. I appreciate all these buffets because I probably ate more than the average people, and I appreciate that. Thanks a million. Okay, thanks a million. And I appreciate those critical people who, those other critical people. Okay, those other critical people who gave me hope. Okay, those people who carried me over from Orlando, Florida to here, who allowed me to uh, they gave me their funds for me to put gas in the car so I can move here. Okay, and I'm thankful for the restaurant owner. Okay, I'm thankful for the Catholic deacon who, and I'm thankful of the priest. Okay, I'm thankful for uh, uh, a former manager who who's in Colorado. Okay, uh, who who lent me his ear so that I can communicate. He doesn't know anything about trading, Maybe he knows now. Maybe I don't know. But I was able to communicate, and it was it was essentially what I wrote for the first 4 to 5 years. It was nothing. Even on YouTube, the things that I posted, really, it was essentially a struggle. It's a struggle to understand what trading is about, and I have 1,700 videos, and probably one or two are really useful, maybe useful, but probably all of them are just not even useful at all. It's just documenting the emotional trauma and the daily record of what I was going through for the past 4 to 5 years, and it is roughly about 1,700 YouTube videos that I created within the past 4 to 5 years. Okay, so I'm thankful, and I'm thankful for this Regis office. Uh, I mean, I am very very thankful because I'm here. It's a perfect setting. It couldn't be any. I quietly pray that I'm still welcome here because it is a perfect setting. Okay, so at about 5 or 6 o'clock, everybody's gone practically, right? And this is a cubicle setting where I'm essentially here, uh, and trading occurs with the forex market, with the Asian market and the European market, and then the New York market occurring, right? And so when most people walk in at about 9 o'clock, most of my trading is done. It starts at the evening, the night before. The trading session starts there with the Asian market, the European market, and the U.S. market. So most of the volatility in my trading occurs in the European market for the forex market, and then a little bit of trading on the U.S. market. So I have this lightning quick internet, in just totally left to my vices in this cubicle setting. Just totally private. I have this headphone which is noise cancellation. So whatever happens, one day apparently one of the book casing fell in one of the rooms, and somebody from across the room was saying, "Hey, did you hear that?" I don't hear a dang thing because I'm totally engrossed and focused. And this noise cancellation thing from Bose works really well. Okay, I'm just like totally cocooned in trading. So I'm so I thought to myself, okay, so once I become profitable, and this the Regis is like worldwide. Okay, this Regis is so I've been thinking about this. So apparently, so what a, like a couple of weeks ago, the internet was out, and so I called, and somebody in China or Taipei or whatever it is, in Taiwan picked up the phone, or somebody from Indonesia picked up the phone and said, "Hey, look, the internet is out." So, so this is a global company. So what that means is apparently if I have a room or something like that, then I can actually use another office in, like, let's say I'm in let's say I'm in Las Vegas, right? So I did a little search on it. So they have several offices in Las Vegas. So I could go into there and use the internet there, all right? Because I'm paying for it. And so that works out really well. I thought to myself, oh, this could be a lifetime kind of a relationship, right? So as my business starts to grow, okay, my business is going to start to grow. Okay, so so what's going to happen is that once once profitability kicks in, and I'm going to there's so I've already thought about a couple of things. One that I have a very good feeling about the strategy that I have, and then the other strategies like working into it. There's another possibility that's a high probability, so which will be a great balance. There's going to be two great balances that I can use. So I'm working on the second one to formalize it. It's a little bit of a gray area, but it's like formalizing it and things like that. So it's good. So I'm working on that. So once my trading business uh, once my trading business starts to blossom, okay, then I will have consistent funds coming in. Okay, consistent funds coming in. And I can already see it. So the little money that I make with a 5K account multiply like 10, 20, or 30, 40 times or 100 times. Very, very possible. Okay, once I make it consistent. So think about this. Okay, think about this. So I've been thinking about this too. It's like, okay, so 1 week I make $100 with 5K, right? So if I multiply that by 10 times, which is the 50K account, it's going to be $1,000 for 1 week, okay, on a consistent basis. But if I look at it, there's on for this company, this one platform company, they have a 100K account up to 400K, right? So I could have $400,000, which essentially is 400 times 400K time, four times uh, 4 times 2, which is two 50Ks, which that's 8. So 8, okay, so 80 times 100. Okay, so I can make roughly about $10,000 per week. Okay, $10,000 per week with one prop firm, right? So just think about that. Just on a very, very consistent basis, on a very consistent and conservative way of trading with a one prop firm, reliably, we're talking about roughly about $10,000 per month. Okay, okay, that's about $40,000. Actually, $40,000 a month. So that's 10K per week. That's 40K a month, right? So that's about 40K. That's about a roughly about a $500,000 per year on a consistent basis, on a conservative manner with one prop firm. So once that is done, okay, once that is the consistency is built, then I have a thriving first business. Once that thriving first business is on its way, I have another business that I've posted on LinkedIn, which is to figure out how to create a crypto coin. Okay. So I dabbled into it a little bit. I studied a little bit. Blockchain seems to be a big factor in it because it has to record transactions that makes it legitimate. Okay, it is about a legitimacy of a particular coin. Created into existence is a single coin. Okay, that single coin exists due to the fact that there is legitimacy in the blockchain. Okay, the code that represents the uniqueness can reside in a singular location, but its validity is alive in the blockchain. Okay, it's alive in the blockchain. It is recorded in the blockchain that says that it is in that location. Okay, and so what I plan to do is to create this crypto coin that is essentially going to be the same as Bitcoin. So what I anticipate is that if I am good, if I'm really, really good at what I'm doing, I'm going to have something that has the same equivalent value as Bitcoin. Okay? If if I have the capability of bringing a product into market that is substantial amount of adaptability and credibility, it will have the same market capitalization as Bitcoin. Okay, it can be done. It can be done. Uh, it's like in that movie. It's in that. What is that? It's in the movie. The what is that? The Avengers Endgame, right? Um, so this Doctor Strange, right? Doctor Strange puts up this one finger, right? He says one finger. He puts up his index finger. He says there's one possibility, right? There's one. So there, out of infinite possibilities, where the practically infinite minus one fails, but there is this one possibility that it could possibly, a scenario where a new crypto coin can be a equivalent to Bitcoin. Okay, right there, right there. So that's the next very very difficult business I'm thinking of going into, and I made that clear. People will laugh, okay? People will people, even my kids were saying, "Oh, you can't do that's you can't be trading. That's not real business." Other people, they laugh. They said, "Oh, you can't do that. It's too difficult, especially you can't do that. You can't do that." And thanks a million. Thank you. Thank you for those people who said to me, "People can't do that, but especially you can't do that. It's impossible. You can't do that." Okay? Not when most people can't do it. You're not smart enough. You're like Forrest Gump, but you're unlucky Forrest Gump. Okay? There's no way you can do it. I just want to say thanks a million. Thanks for saying that. Thank you. You know, when President Trump uh, said he was going to be the president of the United States, I think Obama said that. Obama says, "You can never be a president." Right? You can never be a president. So I just want to say, hey, look, thanks a million. Okay? Thanks a million. Thank you for all the haters, all those people who undermined my life, who made life difficult, who gave me a criminal record, who who destroyed my life, who to who made me lose my job, who made me who put me in jail, who and then those people, thanks a million, okay? Thanks a million. All right? And then those people who are truly kind to me, and those people who are close to me, a few friends who during the times of like struggling through this, I mean, it was maddening at times. Uh, I mean, I would I would put at risk like several $1,000 and I would lose it in a few seconds. I mean, it was like maddening. It was like it was, and I couldn't do anything about it because I couldn't figure out why I was doing that. And for those few people who probably had no idea what I was going through, but when I texted these people, they sent a reply. Okay, they they acknowledged that I existed, and for those people, I'm thankful. I'm true. Thanks a million. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a million. The way that I figure is that we come and we go. We come and we go. Okay? I'll say it again. We come and we go. What I do in between is a pure emotional memory thing that occurs, but out of dirt, I am formed, and the dirt I go. Okay? And it's up to God to receive my soul or whatever it is, right? But anyway, so that's what happens, okay? And I have a few things I would like to do. And just like that guy who's at a jewelry store, he says, uh, work on yourself. And when I heard that, I don't know how that happened, but when I heard that, it made all the sense. Okay, it made everything made sense. Work on yourself. Okay, work on yourself. Okay, if you want to be a billionaire, work on yourself. Okay, work on yourself to be able to carry that much. Work on yourself. If you want to be a millionaire, work on yourself to be able to carry that. If you want, if you want your kids to come back, work on yourself first. Okay, first make money. Okay, get a house. Okay, get a better car. Okay, get better clothes. Okay, work out, do something. Okay, and then and then and then and then you become this individual who will be able to communicate in a manner where they are able to understand. Okay, but you can't do that when you're living out of your car right now, right? They don't want to say, hey, look, sweetheart, look, I mean, look, significant other, look, my dad, you know, my dad, you know what he does? So that's the current situation. So I have to work on myself. It's a, wow, it's a singular sentence that makes total sense. Work on yourself. Because I was wondering, I was like praying, look, hey, why are my kids not talking to me? I mean, what's going on? Then it just became crystal clear to me. It became crystal clear. I was suffering. I was thinking, hey, why is this? But the reason is this. I need to work on myself. And then, and then work on myself. Okay? That's, oh man, thanks a million. Thanks a billion. Okay? Thanks a billion. Okay? I'm currently worth, what is that? I'm currently worth $0 right now because I have some bills that I need to pay. I have debt that I need to pay. Okay? Because they stole. These people legally stole from me, right? That's what these conniving people do. Okay? If you're innocent and dumb, they steal things from you. They lie and cheat and steal your time, your money, and your energy. That's what they do. Anyway, but to those people, thanks a million. And to those people who are kind enough to help me in this situation, thanks a million. I could have been fired. I could have been fired multiple times as a dishwasher, right? But thanks a million. Thanks a billion. Okay? Thanks a million and thanks a billion. So so the future is this. The future is this. I'm going to start creating very, very successful businesses. And then I'm going to so so there's this called word on fire. Okay, there's this thing called a word on fire, and I briefly thought about this. Briefly thought about, okay, so why do people get so excited, and why do people get so like why do they love the words? Okay, why do they love meaning God's words, the Bible and things like that, right? So why do people love God, right? Why is there such allure? So I'm gonna find that out. Okay, so there's several things that I would love to do. Okay, I would love to do, right? So for all these things, for those individuals who caged me in this situation, thanks a million. And for those people who were kind enough to be good to me, thanks a million. Okay, and then lastly, for God, who has given me this printer so that I can do my uh, tax return for the past 3 or 4 years, because they needed to like verify my whatever it is. Took several years to do my 2020 tax return. Giving me this printer because they don't take like emails, right? They don't take emails, so they like take faxes, but they don't take emails. Anyway, and then giving me this monitor and allowing this computer, this notebook computer that I bought in 2016. I bought this in 2016. It's almost 10 years old, and it's still, I bought the top of the line. I bought practically the most expensive Envy computer from HP, and it's still, the monitor is frozen, but I bought a monitor to plug into it. So I'm grateful, and then I'm grateful for this iPhone. I'm grateful for this Google phone. Okay, and I'm grateful for, again, for that car. If that car, boy, that car, wow. Without it's, I mean, it's, yeah, I'm so grateful. Okay, I'm and and the and I grew up in Boise, Idaho, so I appreciate nothing. I mean, I appreciate the safety that I have experienced. Uh, I mean, some other neighborhoods. I mean, it's I can feel it. I can feel like criminal elements in other cities. I can feel it. It just there's a feeling. I appreciate it. I appreciate it here. I appreciate it. And I'm extremely thankful. But thanks a million. Thanks a million. Okay, so that's where I'm headed. I thought it was time for me to, I don't know. Is it because I don't know if there's going to be a flood and something's going to happen to me? I don't know, but I had to say that. I had to put those words out there. I had to be thankful. Maybe I just figured it out. Maybe I know how to trade now. I don't, maybe I did figure it out, right? And maybe I'm just saying, hey, I figured it out. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out how to trade. The dumbest guy on earth, has figured this out. Okay, now I can make money. Uh, I can make money from the market. Okay, maybe, right? Maybe, just maybe. Maybe that's why I'm making this video in preparation for what will happen in the future. Okay, so the future is I'm 56 years old. Had I listened to this earlier, people who are like saying, "Hey, you're fired. Okay, you should do something else. You're fired." Okay, 30 years ago, had I known when I thought to myself, "Hey, does work have to be this tedious and arduous and restrictive and just tiresome?" Maybe it's something somebody's telling me something, right? Right? I have to be very honest. Uh, I have to be very honest here. I'm of the type where I don't take instructions very well. I don't take instructions very well. Okay, I don't. I don't want you telling me what to do. I don't want to hear that. Ah! I don't want you telling me what to do, okay? I don't want to do this 1 hour thing with you, okay? Apparently when you're employed, you have to do this one-on-one kind of thing, right? You I don't what kind of crap is that? Don't waste my time, okay? Don't freaking waste my time. Anyway, so thanks a million. Thanks a million. I should have done this a long time ago. I believe what the world was telling me, which it took me until right now, which I am 56 years old, is that you need to be your own boss. You have to be your own boss. Don't take shit from others. You are your own boss. Okay? You were born to be your own boss. Okay? For those people who fired me, who made life difficult, who wanted to have a one-on-one crap like that, okay? Thank you. Thanks a million. Okay? Thanks a million. Okay? Thanks a million. And for those kind people who are kind to me, uh, okay? Uh, this job as a dishwasher, man, I'll tell you what, whew, it was not easy, but I'm so thankful. Okay, the future. I have a few things in the future. I'm 56 years old. I think what most people do is when they're in retirement, their brain just shuts down and they just live off their money and they just coast through life and their brain starts to waste. Okay, so apparently what happens is like the brain just the brain deactivates. Okay, the brain deactivates, and because it's not being used. Okay, so a person who is in retirement, everything is all cushy. Okay, it's all good. You don't have to do anything. The food is there, the housing is there. All you have to do is coast through life without thinking much. The only hard thing that you have to think about is what am I going to eat the next day, right? I mean, when you're in retirement, you're coasting through life. You're wondering, hey, what should I eat tomorrow? Okay, what should I watch tomorrow? What should I do tomorrow? I mean, that's something that I think what retired people do. Okay, so so what happens is that in order to maintain your mental sharpness and make life interesting to the end, right? To the end. Uh, maybe that's how Warren Buffett thinks. Maybe that's how Warren Buffett is living his life. Okay, he's what is that? He's he's more than 90 years old and he's doing something, but I wonder if he's doing something that is challenging and 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 allowing his mind to form new connections into his mind, right? Instead of wondering when he goes to McDonald's what he's going to order, right? If that's the hardest thing that he's doing, maybe his brain is shutting down or something, right? So I thanks a million. So thanks a million. This might be way too premature, but thanks a million, okay? Thanks a million. Whatever happens, whatever happens in the end, thanks a million. It has been a challenge. It has been very, very difficult. Uh, both sides, those who wanted to bury me, thanks a million. Those people who helped me, thanks a million. Thanks a billion, okay? Thanks a billion, okay? Hey, thanks a billion. And lastly, thanks a billion, God. Thanks a billion. And I mean that. Thanks a billion.